Welcome to another episode of the Washington State Retirement Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Aislinn Meikle, and here we talk all about your amazing Washington State retirement benefits and the best ways to utilize them. Today, we're taking a little bit of a sidetrack away from a specific state benefit, and we're talking about what is a Roth IRA. These are very important accounts, so we're going to be discussing what a Roth IRA is, or just kind of the Roth concept in general. So when you hear, Roth 403B, Roth Deferred Comp, you kind of have a general idea of what they're actually talking about and the benefits behind it. So we'll go in detail on what that is, why you might want to consider them. We're going to go over the question that was submitted to us for today, and this person asks where they should park their money, and are we headed for imminent crash? With the federal contraction of employment, they're wondering how it will impact the broader economy. We're addressing that person's questions and concerns at the end of today's episode. If you haven't done so yet, our school group is now live. This is a community only for Washington State employees. I've got free courses inside of there, extra resources and downloads to help support your journey so you can retire smarter and hopefully earlier than you ever thought possible. So if you haven't joined yet, feel free to click on the link in the description or the show notes and join us over there. Now let's dive right into what is a Roth IRA. So what is a Roth IRA? How does it work? How can it benefit me in the future? Does it make sense for me? So the easiest way to explain what a Roth IRA is to you guys is with a story. So there's this man named Farmer Ted who wakes up one morning and decides to go ahead and plant his crop for the year. So he jumps in his pickup truck, drives into town to the local seed store, picks up, about 20, 50-pound bags of seed, throws them back in his truck, heads back out to the house. But he pulls up his driveway, he sees another car there. So he walks up to him, knocks on the window and says, "Hey, can I help you?" And the man steps out of the car and says he's from the IRS and he's just making his rounds to collect taxes on everyone planting seed this year. So he says, how much seed are you planning on planting this year? Farmer Ted's like, I got about, 1,000 pounds or so. So the IRS pulls up his clipboard, looks through his papers, says, all right, based on 1,000 pounds of seed, this is your tax bill for the year. And Farmer Ted's like, well, I really don't have the money. Can we work something out? Can I pay you later? So the man from the IRS says, yeah, sure. You can either pay your taxes now on your seed, or I can come back in 9 months from now and we can weigh your harvest and I can tax you on it then. What would you rather do? And that story really illustrates the difference between a pre-tax account and what a Roth account is. A Roth account is simply choosing to pay your taxes now on the seed or your contributions into a plan. And once you pay your taxes on them, any growth or whatever you're going to harvest in the future on it is completely tax-free. If you choose to do pre-tax investing or wait to pay taxes on your entire harvest, could potentially pay a lot more because they're going to weigh a lot more. There's another thing going on there is we know what taxes are today. We don't know what taxes are going to be in the future. So if taxes are potentially higher in the future than they are today, and you have a bigger pot of money available to be taxed on, your tax bill could go through the roof and it'd be something you're really unprepared for. So simply put, a Roth IRA is a place for you to contribute money into it on an after-tax basis, pay your taxes today. Any growth you get is 100% tax-free. These plans also have income limitations attached to them because just like everything else out there, if you have too much of a good thing, the government's going to find a way to stop it. So once you guys make over a certain threshold, you guys are no longer be eligible to put money into a Roth IRA. Now that income rule, it just goes for your own contributions to the plan. Anybody out there, regardless of income, can always do what they call a Roth conversion. Now, a Roth conversion is just taking money that we had in a pre-tax account, whether it be an IRA, Plan 3 for you guys in Washington, 403Bs, 401Ks, whatever it is. If you have a pre-tax account, you want to take a portion of it and put it into your Roth bucket. That's what we call a Roth conversion. Now, when I take money off that pre-tax account, that's going to trigger taxes. So you want to be careful when doing conversions that you don't take out too much at once, or you're going to trigger a larger tax bill. You want to be strategic in what you take out each year. So you take money off that account, you're going to pay your taxes on it, it goes to the Roth, and from that point forward, it grows tax-free. So now why should you guys have this? It really is just for tax diversification purposes. Most people throughout their lives contribute into pre-tax retirement accounts, deferring their taxes to the end of their own. The Roth, it allows you another bucket in retirement to tap into so you don't have to pay any taxes from it. Because it's a nice feeling to be able to say, hey, I want $5,000, take $5,000 and not have any additional taxes due in your retirement when typically your income is lower and you're already on a fixed income. Having money tax-free retirement is really critical, and it's something I really advocate for, especially as my clients in their retirement years, is to have tax-free money available just in case the need arises for you to use it. Now, I know I've only mentioned Roth IRAs at this point, but anytime you hear the word Roth, that applies to all accounts, whether it be a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, Roth 403b, pretty much anything Roth has the same tax advantages to it. Now on to the question that was submitted to us for today's episode. This person asks, where should I park my money? Are we headed for an imminent crash? With the federal contraction of employment, I'm wondering how that will impact the broader economy. So first things first, you should never park your money anywhere. Taking money completely out of the market to safeguard it is a really risky situation. While you think you're being safe by bringing cash because you can't lose it, more likely what's going to happen is you're not going to get any interest on it. And once you get out, the question is, when are you going to get back in? If you're worried about that the markets are too high, it's going to crash now. Is it going to be better in 2 months, 2 years, 10 years? How long are you plan on riding this thing out? Or when is the crash going to be over? All right, so let's say you are right. The market does dump 10%, 15, 20%. At what point are you willing to step in? Or is there a chance you're going to be catching a falling knife and fall even further? So once you exit the market, trying to get back in becomes a little bit riskier. So it's usually best just to kind of ride it out. As long as your portfolio is diversified well, the normal ups and downs, that's just part of the game. Your goal is just to make sure you have money safe enough to support your income needs, and the rest needs to continue taking on risks to help support any withdrawals you're taking out. Parking more of your money inside of there and you still need income, all you're doing is assuring you're going to be losing money and not being able to recoup the withdrawals that you're taking. So I don't like the idea of parking money anywhere, anytime, even if you feel like a crash is imminent, because unless you can tell me exactly when, where, and how long it's going to last, chances are you can't time it or do anything correct, to take it full advantage of it. Now, there are models that we do use inside of our Plan 3 advice system that does, see if 2 or 3 of our indicators flash red, we will raise cash, and we might go 20, 25, maybe even 50% cash at some point, but it's never 100% cash. And we know that, we're tracking indicators that tells us when to go. Even if markets don't seem right, we go off of indicators, not a gut feeling, and we can redeploy at times. So like in 2022, the system raised cash in February, market dumped most of the year, we redeployed in September, market continued to dump. By all means, was it not perfect, but we've missed most of the down part of the year. The market ended up bottoming out in October of 2022, so we had about a month of down before it came back up. But because we sat, at least a portion of it sat safer, we could ride the wave up. So it wasn't too bad. Was it perfect? No. If you tried to do this on your own and you saw it keep dumping in October, you would have probably waited till, December, January, until we got back to even. Now you're rebuying stocks at higher rates. So if you are going to play the park rule or try to be more tactical with your investing, it's going to have set rules or triggers or indicators that's going to tell you, hey, it's time. You can't just go with your gut feeling, because once you put emotion to it, it gets a lot harder to be a successful investor. Now, are we headed for an imminent crash? Crashes, corrections, it's all part of it. So it's not if we'll have one, it's when. So at some point, we're going to have to correct or go down at some point in the future. How much, how long it's going to last are all question marks. We don't really know when it is. The key point is stay diversified. As you close your time, start taking some money off the table, start locking in those gains. I had a comment on one of my videos about someone saying that they worked for 25 years, they had $700,000 saved, and they plan on making or doubling it so they could retire in the next 7 years at $1.4 million. They were thinking they're going to make 100% return in their last 7 years, where they're going to average 10% per year for the next 7 years or the last 7 years. And that is just so darn risky that they don't even know what they're getting themselves into. And it's been a while since we had a major correction, and they don't understand that as you close retirement, the risk in the market is just one of them, right? If it goes down, that's bad, but it's also affecting your income. Now you have to work even longer. The stress that you're going to be taking on, there's a lot of emotional factors that go into it, and they don't see the big picture yet because they've been DIYing, living the high life, because the last decade and a half has been really well. It only takes us one bad year to make you rethink everything. With the federal government laying off, they're a huge employer, of course. Will it affect the economy? Sure, to a degree. Unless they have major layoffs or something real critical, I don't know if that's going to be the domino that brings everything down. Really talking points, if you do a lot of reading, anything can make anything sound negative. My best bet is, as long as you have someone on your side that's studying the markets, the movements, the portfolio's built well, when to move, how to make changes, then you should be okay. Now, if you're nervous about this kind of thing, don't know what changes to make, spend way too much reading, doing your own DIY, it might be time to get an advisor involved into it. Yes, it's going to cost more money, but if that advisor fee helps you earn more money, make less mistakes, lose less money when the market goes down, gives you more time back, it's probably well worth the fee. So summarize all that up. Never park your money anywhere. Stay diversified. Keep investing. Understand that corrections are part of a normal market cycle, and it's best to be prepared for them or take advantage of them when they do come, not try to predict them, because more than not, you're not going to predict it right, and you're going to end up probably losing more sitting on the sidelines than you would have if you just sat in the market. Now, we go into this type of topics and more inside of our school group. The link to join is down below. It's free to join. I've got courses inside of there, more resources for you guys to go through, downloads, budget sheets, you name it. I'm currently building it out even more and more. I just launched 2 more videos inside of it. So feel free to click that link, and I'll see you guys on the other side. And always remember that your future depends on what you do today. All right, before I sign off, just a real quick legal disclosure that we're required to say as licensed fiduciary advisors. So remember that this is a podcast. It is designed for educational and entertainment purposes only. I don't know you personally, therefore I cannot give you any personal advice. So please don't take anything that we say on the show as being personal, financial, legal, or tax advice. If you want that kind of stuff, make sure you seek out a professional so they can help you with the strategies and investments that are right for you. Also, please remember that despite the name of our show, we are in no way associated with Washington State or the Department of Guidance Systems or any other Washington employer. We're a private-owned firm that specializes in working with Washington State employees, which is why we know so much about this stuff. So remember, we don't work for the state in any way, shape, or form. So please don't confuse us as being an official representative of the state. All right, that's it for the legal stuff. I'll catch you guys all next time.